And to my knowledge, I am the only relationship expert that actually gives this information.
Is that right?
Out, this point of view
You're
out.
the only one?
Yeah.
The only one?
To my knowledge, I'm the only one. I have not seen any other advice, anyone else out there giving the same type of advice that I do. Go to the crux
I'll have
of
to
the matter.
agree with you because I have looked around. But
Yeah.
Sort of the...
And so it's also because it's, basically I turn things on its head, really show you a different way of looking at things. And so because of that, I have to give you a warning. This is a completely different relationship book. It's not like any other.
Not warm and fuzzy?
Not warm and fuzzy.
It serves the ice cream cold?
It's the hard truth.
Oh.
But you need that, otherwise it doesn't work. Like I say, if I
dun, 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 dun.
spew out political correctness, it doesn't work. Based on that information, people need to know the hard truths, the reality, because that's what we work with. We work with the realities and human nature. It's a wonder why I don't know all these other relationship experts that tell you what should be done, okay, how things should be to work, but they don't deal with human nature as it is. So I look at that because how can we get that to work using with human nature? Because the easier something is, the longer it will last. True. How many heavy boxes can you pick up, as opposed to how many light boxes can you pick up? How long can you keep going picking up heavy boxes as to light boxes? Or walking on a flat surface as opposed to a slope going up. What's the difference you can cover?
Yeah.
Or even sloping down.
Steep
It's
of
much
the
easier.
incline and slows things right down.
Yeah. So I guess some people, if we're using the slope, the incline analogy, the others will tell you what type of shoes would give you an easier incline or so forth and so on. And I'll tell you just avoid the steep incline and just go for the flat surface. This is where it is. It's a crux of it. You get it right from the beginning. And that's also a thing. I mean, you need to match with each other naturally as you are. It's very important. That's why, relationship compatibility analysis, I do that.
Oh, you
and
do?
make sure that you're compatible.
Well, you do.
beforehand.
You do that through your astrological readings, isn't it?
because I'm also an astrologer as well. And I've done that. And also,
And what do you specialize in? The Taoist, yeah?
Yeah, the Taoist astrology.
Tell people a bit about what Taoist is.
Well, Taoist is a religion. It's about living with nature. A lot of people would be familiar with the yin-yang symbol.
Yeah, the black and the white.
With a circle,
with a wee bit of black in it's meaning like, everybody who's good's got a wee bit of bad in them.
No.
And everybody who's bad's got a bit of good.
No, it's not about bad.
Well, that's what it's sort of interpreted as in many instances.
No, and people interpret it wrong, don't understand. It's kind of like, it's not opposing forces, complementary forces, but each has the gem of the other a little bit. So the white side has a black dot, and the black side has a white dot. Just think about the masculine and the feminine.
And when they broke down in matter into the protons, in the very nuclei of the atoms of being, they actually found that symbol.
Really?
Yeah, it was on the Joe Rogan show. He was blown away.
Wow.
It was like they knew that thousands of years
ago. Yep.
And it's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence.
It's so clear. Remember, I believe you mentioned it once before.
Yeah.
It was on
it's
Joe Rogan.
Rogan show. Yeah.
Yeah, the yin and yang symbol.
Yeah, yin and yang symbol, and that's why apart on Taoist philosophy, that's why he has to say the white side represents the yang, the masculine, and the black side represents the feminine.
But how does that relate to?
But like I said, let me finish explaining. With a dot of the opposing side means germ of the other. Like women are estrogen based, but they have some testosterone too, a little bit. okay, of the other side, you see.
Yeah.
And the men
Have
are
a wee bit
primarily,
of
they're testosterone, but they have a little bit of estrogen.
All right,
To
good
keep in
analogy.
balance,
Yeah.
yeah, a bit of balance, yeah, a bit of the other side, you see.
I'm glad that you kept going through my rebuttal.
So it's all balanced, you see. And so you need both. You need the masculine and the feminine. And in marriage, you need them both to be active. But that's also why, yeah, when we look at a lot of people lament and they feel lonely, I guess, when do I meet my someone? When do I meet someone, you know? And people actually get desperate and they go on these very bad dates and so forth. And just a period where you really want to meet someone.
Yeah.
And it's always, yeah, you feel like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, you know, as I meet very
All the good ones are
incompatible,
already
taken, the rest
taken.
are disabled and so forth. Like car parking spaces, the thing they say about men are like car parking spaces.
Oh yeah, pray tell.
Yeah,
What?
all the good ones are taken, the rest are disabled.
But the disabled get to the front of the queue.
Disabled, yeah, no reason. But you know, and people don't have to be desperate. And what you can also look at, we can also do a reading as to when you would actually meet that someone.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be
Well, that's
be
that.
desperate and panic.
But what's that reading called? It's the
It's
house of.
house of spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we look at the house of spouse because that governs your love relationships. Besides marriage, you know, we look at that and how that interacts and when that gets activated. It's when you're likely to meet someone. You're in a much stronger position. So in periods where you don't, it's very difficult. It's not impossible. You can still meet someone, but they may not be suitable. Okay, and depending on the readings we choose, there are some that are more better choices in this period than if you meet someone in this period. You still meet someone in this period, but it's not as good a match as you get in that period. Okay, especially when it comes to proper and improper spouse. We can say, this is when you're going to meet your improper spouse, and this is when you're going to meet your proper spouse.
Or likely to meet.
Yes.
Or more likely to meet. You can't say you will meet them.
Look, with astrology, I've seen it almost every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That they
A
meet
lot of
someone.
people say that. They say
They
it's
meet
so
someone
accurate.
during
They
that
say
time.
It's so accurate.
Yeah. I haven't done a reading for someone where I've said, okay, you would have met someone during this period. And they said no.
Is that right?
I haven't had that situation happen.
Is that right?
It's not impossible.
Yeah, of course.
But
well, they could just sit at home.
Sit at home and not do nothing.
It could rain that week.
Yeah, but I haven't had that happen.
Wow.
Yeah. So unfortunately for some people, those matches come very late in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you miss out on the wonderful, especially with a proper spouse. Could be when you're 60, you finally meet.
Yeah.
And you needed to meet when you're in your 20s or 30s, and then you would have had a great life together with you have children and enjoy that relationship to that thing with the proper spouse.
We don't know what would happen if.
But out of all of them, I'm just saying, you don't know, but out of all of them, that is the best that you'd get. Doesn't mean it'd be as good as someone else's proper spouse, your proper spouse, that type of relationship, but that in terms of your overall chart, that's going to be the best that you can get in this lifetime. Okay.
Very interesting.
But yeah, and so in a way, sometimes I feel bad giving people the news that way, but they need to know that's going to be heaps later. So you can compromise, I guess.
Oh, you've got 5 years more to wait. I would get a whole new DVD set.
Or something like
boxes of chocolates.
Like that, or look, don't waste your time desperate for one date after another on online dating or so forth, or at the bar and so forth, or even the partner now. You've got a partner now, but when you get to this age, that's when you're going to meet the one. So,
you're likely to meet the one.
Yeah, well, in my case, I haven't had anyone not yet.
Wow.
But, and so I wouldn't really put a commitment to this person you're with, because you're going to meet someone much better for you later. So
that can be difficult.
That can be difficult. So you're in a bit
because
of a
relationships are largely about timing.
Yeah, look. They say that people marry whoever's around, available when they're ready. Okay, but when they're ready, well, what it meant was you missed the best match, someone much better for you than the person you just met when you're ready.
That's
And
right.
that's a shame.
That's a shame. Yeah.
But at least with this, you would know when you got a reading beforehand. Okay, look, you might not be quite ready, but that's the best match that you're going to get, the best partner for you. So don't give that up. Later, when you're more ready and settled, well, the quality of the partner in terms of compatible for you is not going to be as good. So then it's up to you to make an informed decision. So it's all about information.
It's all about
Information for knowledge, that sort of thing. Then you can make the decisions. Okay?